Hello fellow leggers, thank you once again for joining us. We are in London on this blustery day for our first ever visit to the Kiln Theatre.
And you can tell it's windy because my hair is all over the place. Your hair, however, what's left of it is absolutely fine.
I've got gel as well.
Well, just keep it down, love. But I am so excited for this one because we are here to see a musical review which is boasting a cast maybe like no other we've seen.
It's a small cast, but boy is it intense and lots of fruity members in there.
Fruity?
Yes.
Okay, and that musical is Blues in the Night. So stick around to find out how many stars.
Whether it's break a leg
or leg it.
Kiln Theatre, it used to be the Tricycle Theatre.
I'm really struggling with my hair here, guys.
It's a bit windy.
It's so blooming windy. We're both at risk of getting blown off.
There are a number of events that have been cancelled this weekend because of the weather.
There are.
But we're at the theatre.
Yeah, we're inside, so I'm not really worried about
Tricycle.
that.
It used to be the Tricycle Theatre. They had a major refurb, as what I understand, and
Yeah,
now it's the Kiln Theatre.
last year.
And it's nice in there.
It's a blooming lovely little
bar, really classy.
little space, really. But we are here to see a musical review which was conceived by American TV and theatre director Sheldon Epps, and it's receiving its first major London revival in more than 30 years right here in North London. Now, when it premiered on Broadway in 1982, it was nominated for Best Musical despite closing after only 53 performances.
Okay.
There was a West End production mounted which fared a little bit better and was also nominated for Best New Musical.
Okay, so nice critical acclaim.
Yeah, but maybe not winning audiences over that one. No.
Okay.
But the show is a scorching musical compilation of 26 hot and torchy blues numbers by such legends of the musical genre as Bessie Smith, Duke Ellington and Johnny Mercer.
Okay.
And those classic numbers are brought together to frame the lives and loves of residents, 4 of them, of a sleazy downtown hotel in Chicago 1939.
Okay, and now we talked about a nice sizzling cast for this.
Yeah, my God, fellow leggers, what an A-list
So who do we have?
West End collection do we have here in this production? Who's portraying the residents? Well, I'll let you know. In the role of the lady is legendary and owner of the current Olivier Award winner for Best Actress in a Musical, Sharon Clarke.
Sharon Clarke, she's currently holding it for Carolina Change.
She did indeed.
She's on a slight hiatus because she's also about to go back into Death of a Salesman.
Yeah, in, out. No rest for the wicked, really.
Yeah.
The role of the woman is being portrayed in this production by Debbie Kurup. Now, we saw Debbie recently in Sweet Charity.
We did.
We also saw her in Girl from the North Country.
Yes.
And she was also in The Bodyguard.
Very talented lady.
Always loved her voice. Now, the man is being played by 2-time Olivier Award winner.
Yes, Clive Rowe.
Clive Rowe of The Light Princess.
He won his Olivier Awards for Guys and Dolls and Carousel.
He did indeed.
Yes.
And it's nice to see him back in London on stage. The girl in this production is Gemma Sutton, recently in the Rink, and before that Gypsy. She's such a sweet character. Can't wait to see her in something quite sexy. Because there's not really sexy in the Rink, was it? She was a lot of things, but it wasn't. It was brilliant. It's not a sexy role.
And I want to start a campaign to get that back.
Yeah, please.
That's all I got to say.
Please do. Now, director Susie McKenna has assembled such an amazing cast. She's a panto stalwart, doing more than 20 pantomimes at Hackney Empire.
Hackney Empire is what she's associated with, isn't it? Yeah.
This production runs at a nippy 2 hours, including interval.
Okay, so stick around to the interval breakdown to hear our breakdown thoughts.
Oh, well, a bit, and find out how many stars at the end.
Well, fellow leggers, we have come to the interval, which means it is time for the breaker leggers.
30-second interval breakdown.
What do you think so far? Okay, I'm enjoying the performances more than music. It's not quite my style, but boy, I don't think you could get better artists singing these songs. It's really coming alive. Beautiful harmonies. How about you?
I would agree. Whilst it's not music that I would be initially drawn to, I feel privileged that it's being portrayed by this set of actresses and an actor who are doing it such justice and making me interested in the piece. It's not a traditional musical, so I'm not going to judge it by those standards, but boy, can they sing this.
We've come to the end of, what is it called?
Blues in the Night.
Blues in the Night.
Yeah, which is the name of one of the numbers.
Was it
so
the last song?
It's taken off. No, it's the second number in the second act, actually.
Okay, Blues in the Night.
And judging by the conversations we were having with audience members in the interval, all of these songs are standards.
They're blues standards,
They're
but
blues
who
standards,
knew? This
'cause
isn't a genre
that we
I know.
No, absolutely not. And I think what I'm coming away with most from seeing this piece is a respect for that music and the storytelling of the emotion that comes across in the lyrics and in this production, particularly in the performances.
Yes, I think this piece, I think it's on two sides. So I think if you know these songs, then this is going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
We're coming very much, thank you for sorting
Just
out.
sorting you out a little
coming
bit.
out from the point of view of not knowing them. And yeah, I really enjoyed the performances.
That's it.
The cast was fantastic. The band was phenomenal.
Yes.
A nice, beautiful lighting, simple staging, two dancers from time to time, just filling part, but just bringing flesh to it. I enjoyed it
The
quite a
problem
lot.
is, because we don't know these songs, it's hard to say that these interpretations
Yes.
are great. But
Yes.
in their own rights, they
are good.
They
Because
are
I
so
don't know
strong.
how much they deviated from the originals, like
Yeah.
how much has been added in terms of orchestrations and added harmonies and added voices. I just don't know. But I enjoyed
But
this.
that's it. I think even though you and a lot of people coming to that are thinking about buying a ticket for this, they may not consider themselves blues fans. But I think if you're a fan of great lyrics, because the lyrics in the song tell stories, and I'm all about lyrical storytelling.
You're all about the story.
And I can see how these lyrics and the melodies lend themselves well to a musical theatre staging in the same way that big band music does or swing music does.
Yeah.
It's just all there in the story that is being conveyed by some fantastic voices.
Well, we say the story.
Yeah.
There's not really much of a story there.
I mean,
there is no kind of unfolding plot.
No.
There's no developing drama.
No.
There are no scenes. It is literally a review of songs put together with some loose themes
Yeah,
and some
there's
loose
sort of
interplay between characters.
these
male-female struggle, bit on
individual
relationships.
vignettes, I would say, of
Yes.
where they are in their lives at any one point.
So if you're expecting Hamlet, it's not going to
you're
happen.
not going to get that through story. But what you are going to get is some really individually lovely numbers and a sort of what I would say an abstract idea of what might bring these people together to the point of their lives where they're at.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's where we are in terms
That's
of
the story. Now let's talk about the production a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about Sheldon Epps' original concept and original direction. I've got to say, it seems to me like he's a fan of these songs and has just found a way to give them a showcase, is what I would say. There's not really a reason for this to be happening in a theatrical piece, but I'm glad it has.
Yeah, it's more of a showcase,
Yeah.
I think, definitely.
Absolutely.
Like a review.
Susie McKenna's direction is someone that is very understanding of that genre of music, and clearly, if it wasn't coming from a place of passion, I think I would be able to tell. I don't feel like it's being spanned for money, it's being spanned for art.
And I most want to say, but it's most simple and appropriate, but I don't mean that simple and appropriate in a dull way or an
No.
unappreciative way. It is exactly as it needs to be. It is just right.
It is just right.
The right amount of, realism to these characters in the time, I think.
But she's assembled such a stellar cast and creative. I've got to say, it's a tale of two halves.
Neil Austin on
Neil
lighting.
Austin on lighting. I mean,
Current Tony Awards winner for lighting.
for his work
Holder
on
for
Ink.
lighting.
Yeah, absolutely.
As
I mean,
well as
he's
past Oliviers.
this whole thing could be full of just his credits, to be honest. He's got so many. But he's the man at the top of his game. If you want someone to light a piece of theatre at the moment, you want
him.
Neil Austin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've got him, and I can't believe they've got him in such a little intimate space. Got to say, just quickly for the Kiln, it is a lovely venue.
It's lovely and intimate.
Absolutely.
It's very park theatre size, bit
Yeah.
Dorfman-esque.
Yeah, a little bit sort of
B2
Donmar.
Belgrade-esque, bit Donmar, so it's small and intimate.
It is.
But some lovely stuff. They didn't scrimp or anywhere. They've got the best.
And on the set as well by Robert Jones, the design of that set on
Yeah.
different levels, having the band, it feeling like a sleazy, smoky, cheap hotel.
Yeah,
I
really nice.
loved at some point it's not used, but there's a staircase encased in metal.
There is, with a lift in the middle.
Yeah.
I was expecting someone to go, but it's nice that they didn't use it.
It's nice
It's
they
just
didn't
a
use
nice
it.
addition.
But what they did use it for was percussion.
Yes.
Which I thought was an amazing directorial touch, is to say have the drummer come out from behind the drums and use the raw ironwork on the lift shaft as an instrument, and that was a genius. I've got to talk about those orchestrations and the musical director Mark Dickman. I have never been so excited by watching someone play the piano before.
Now, was he actually playing the piano as well?
He was.
He was fantastic.
Oh,
boy, can those fingers move.
God.
And up and down the keys.
It's a performance on its own.
And that's the thing, he's not just playing, he's feeling.
Oh.
And he's also having to musical direct, so he's composing when the vocals are coming. They're like literally, I was drawn to him as well, like a magnet.
An absolute thrill to watch a master at work.
Yeah,
like
he was
how
brilliant.
he got those sounds and the way that he used his body on the keys as well blew my mind. I absolutely loved him.
I would like to give a 2019 Leggers nomination to him.
A Break-a-Legger Award nomination.
I don't know where it's going to fit.
Where's
Is
it
it
gonna
musical
fit?
direction,
Best-
musical playing?
I'd say musical direction.
Let's go for musical direction.
Yeah, I mean, this guy understands piano. He was also MD on Summer and Smoke.
it
So
Mark
that makes
Dickman?
sense. Yeah, if you've got Mark Dickman at your keys, you're in for a bloody treat, is what
There we
you're
go.
at.
He was absolutely blind.
Yeah, well done, mate. Frank Thompson for choreography. I've got to touch on choreography
Suitable
because
for the space.
there was, it's small,
Yes.
but there was an explicitly gay moment in the first
I
act.
loved it. I suddenly picked up and was
loved
like,
it.
oh, okay, yes.
I loved it too, but I also felt, and this is a weird thing, sort of a discussion I want to have maybe in the future, anybody have a map, but as a gay theme in a black cultural piece where gay rights have still got, I think, much further to go when it comes to equality and understanding and acceptance in a black community, I had my heart in my mouth because what this piece has drawn is a very diverse audience.
It has.
With a huge different age demographic, from children to people in their 70s and 80s of all different ethnicities and cultures, and some of which are, I mean, stereotypically more accepting of gay things than others, and to have that gay moment in this piece, and to have two men kissing, my heart was in my mouth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it was a great moment. I thought, okay, the piece was all right. Yeah, it's going all right. This is nice. And then when you had that moment, and I was like, wow, that's a
Edgy.
statement. I've never seen that before. And this is where I say that I think this is where we need to be going on. Is it Strictly Ballroom?
No, Strictly Come Dancing, dear.
Strictly
You
Come- I
always
get
get
mixed
these things
up.
mixed up. Strictly Ballroom is a Baz Luhrmann film.
Well,
later
that's
turned
what
into a
started.
stage musical,
Okay,
right?
so Strictly Come Dancing.
No,
I think.
Come Dancing was something from the 1930s.
Which one is it?
The early 60s. You're thinking of Strictly Come Dancing.
Strictly Come Dancing,
Yeah.
they need to have same-sex couples, and I think that this leads the way for that.
Paving the way.
I thought, yes, I could see it happen with this.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's a great moment. I
Frank
loved
Thompson choreography that was. Let's move on to some of the performances now. I think it's time,
Four
guys,
key ones.
to talk about the legend, the one and only, the woman who could act and sing the Yellow Pages, Sharon D. Clarke.
Sharon D. Clarke, yes, she is amazing. There's a number she has in the second act which just built and built and built and built.
Yep.
It was epic. If I was sitting down front again, it was another one of those moments where I would have given a mid-show standing ovation.
Wait, me too. I wanted to get out of my seat.
If
I
was
anyone
down
else
in the
had
stall,
had,
because I was so far back, it didn't
Wasted
mean
Life
anything.
Blues.
But I wanted to get up and say, yes, Sharon D. Clarke. That's where it's at. Again, it's worth coming to see the show just for that number.
That is the 11th hour number, and
It is.
my God, the way that she acts that, and I can feel the pain in her, and that's
so
something that happened
natural as
in
well.
Caroline or Change as well. Even though we didn't love the piece, I could feel the pain through her song.
Absolutely.
And she is a master at that.
Soul
Absolute.
master.
She is a goddess.
She's got a lovely number in the
We
first
are
act
lucky.
as well. where
Aren't we lucky to be sharing a world with her?
We are.
Aren't we?
Lovely number in the second act or first act, I can't remember now, where she was talking about innuendos, sex and food. That was really fun as well. I really enjoyed that.
Great.
Moving
Let's
on.
Move on to Debbie Kurup. She is, firstly, she's bloody beautiful.
She is beautiful.
And this style suits her so
Sits
well.
down did you do the
way that
Girl
she
in the
wears
North
that
Country
costume.
as
She did
well?
Girl from the North Country.
Yeah, she was brilliant in that as well. It's that same style. She owns it. She
Oh
suits
my
it.
goodness, she's so beautiful, and her voice adds such balance to Sharon's, because Sharon is this bassy number, and
Yep.
I would say her, and then moving on to the fantastic Gemma Sutton, who is right up there in her vocal range. When those three women came together,
The harmony lines were so precision tight, like precision
Hairs.
blades.
Hairs
It's like
standing
wow.
up on the back of my neck. Absolutely.
Yeah, Gemma Sutton was great. There's a number she had at the end of the first act, something about Willow, weeping Willow to something.
Were you?
I tell you, it was...
Willow Weep for Me.
Never
is
heard
the
it before,
number.
never heard these songs before, but that number and the illustrations were just amazing. She can sing.
Yeah,
She was brilliant.
Absolutely. And
brilliant acting as well, grounded from all three of them.
And the only man in the piece, Clive Rowe. Well, not the only man, but the featured male. There's three women and one featured male.
He just owns this. He's so
It's
smooth.
comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, and he plays a bit of the sleazy
feel-
guy as well, and he does that very well.
I feel like he's so comfortable with this sort of genre and this style that he could get into bed with it. That's how I feel.
He can get into bed with this genre. There you go.
And
the
you
hashtag.
can get in with the Clive Rowe by seeing him here. But yeah, he's
was
he's a
great.
legend. Like, I love him. He's just a natural. Absolutely.
And when they're all singing together as well, the sound is electric.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
the harmonies and the style is just brilliant.
Yeah.
Just come and hear it for
Yeah.
the sound of them.
Brilliant. Let's wrap it up there.
Well, before we do, make sure you hit subscribe to hear more of our reviews.
Yeah, we tried to catch things off West End, in West End, and out in the regions as well. So let us know you're there. Hit subscribe because we're doing it for you guys. I don't want to.
So you're probably wondering how many stars we are going to give Blues in the Night, currently playing here at the Kiln Theatre.
We are going to give 4.
4 stars for this piece.
It's a review, guys. It's not your traditional musical. Don't expect a strong plot. But if you love these numbers and want to hear them sang by a unique set of
This
voices
cast.
that
Wow.
are at the top of their game, and just marvel at the brilliance of a director that has given this music a lot of respect.
Yeah, it's about the performances. And if you know this style, if you know some of these standards, then it's just going to add that extra level for you.
Makes them come alive.
Coming in cold, not really knowing this style, I really enjoyed the performances,
Absolutely.
the band, the pianist, all of them, the bass, the percussion, 2 fantastic brasses, frontline brass in saxophone and trumpet.
Yeah.
Oh, and he had a saxophone, trumpet, a bit of a flute at one point
of a
as well.
flute. Who
So,
knew?
very talented.
So that's just what we think.
Just what I think.
What do you think? Let us know down below if you've seen this piece, if you've been to the Kiln before. I mean, we'll be back.
I tell you, it's a
should think.
beautiful theatre.
Yeah, because we love to hear from you. We're the Breaker Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.